Hello my friends, my name is SammiiCake and welcome to Vlognesday. Is that my hat? It's my hat for the week. It's a fox hat and it's got a tail on the back of it. There, you can tell, yeah. Yay! Me and my hats. I'm so obsessed with hats. It's so cute though. Anywho, this week for Vlognesday I was a bit stuck on what topic to talk about. So I thought, what better to talk about than microtransactions? If you don't know what microtransactions is, but you probably do, it's basically just paying extra for a game. You can buy DLCs or downloadable content and you get more out of a game. A good example of a game that uses downloadable content is Assassin's Creed. Usually their games come with downloadable content that you can purchase, and from doing so you get more out of a game. There's more for you to find out in the story and there's more to play as well. But the main problem with these downloadable contents is it worth it? Is it worth paying extra for this game? And why wasn't this included in the game when we first bought it? Back in the old days when we played on the N64 or PlayStation 1, we used to have no downloadable content because we didn't have the internet on these consoles. We used to get the whole game when we bought it. The closest thing to downloadable content or add-ons would be like, there was this Game Boy pack thing I remember on the N64 where I played Pokemon Stadium, and I put my Pokemon Yellow game inside there and play Pokemon Yellow on the TV rather than on my small little Game Boy. And even then it's not exactly the same because it's not something you download, it's something that's hardware that you can use for any game if they're compatible with it. But these downloadable content, they're taking over games recently. Loads of games support having downloadable contents and we get silly stuff sometimes. Another good example is the Saints Row series. In Saints Row 3 and 4, we can buy extra weapons and vehicles in it. And to be fair, they're cheap. They're like £1, but they keep adding up. You buy one thing for £1, and you buy another thing for £1, and you buy another thing for £1. Before you know it, you spent £10 on 10 items, and is it really worth it? And this is a problem. People keep buying, spending money. They think that they're not spending much by buying these downloadable content. And they're not to start with, but it all ends up adding up. And before you know, you spent a lot of money buying these downloadable content. At the end of the day though, it really depends whether the downloadable content is worth it or not. For games such as Skyrim, I thought the downloadable content on there was worth it. You get a whole new area to explore for one of them, and for the other one you get to build a house, which I thought was pretty awesome to be fair. I love doing that. But at the end of the day, it all depends on a person's preferences. For me, I bought for Hyrule Warriors Master Quest downloadable content, and that was like £18 or something ridiculous, but I thought it was worth it. You get like 3 or 4 downloadable content with it, and that is ideal for me. I love Zelda series and Hyrule Warriors especially. But for other people who don't really like the Zelda series, it's not going to be suited for them. They're not going to buy it, they're not going to want it, and especially if they didn't even like the game in the first place. So it's really limited to what these downloadable content is worth. So in that aspect, downloadable content is worthwhile because we pay extra to get more out of a game that we love. It's optional, we don't have to buy it, and we get more. We just get more out of a game we love and we can enjoy it for longer. But the problem is, we don't get the game cheaper. We buy for a full game, just like we did back in the olden days, back when we had the N64 and PlayStation. We buy for the whole game, but we don't get all of it. We pay the same price, but we don't get as much as we should do. We had to pay extra for these downloadable content, which should really be on the game when we first purchase it. And then there's online games, where you pretty much pay to win, and those are unfair. There's loads of MMORPGs out there where you have to pay for win. One of my favourite MMORPGs is Fly for Fun, and that's literally one that you had to pay to win. You had to invest so much money into getting a fast experience on it, and it's not really worth it. It takes ages to level up on the game. You literally get like 0.01% XP per kill eventually, and that is as annoying and a nuisance to do. only way to get it faster if you pay to get these XP boosters. But is it worth it? Is it worth paying for that? You just pay for winning the game, but that's pretty much cheating, isn't it? You just bribe them for game just so you can complete it. It's like the new H1Z1 game that was recently released. It's a survival zombie game, and people were really worked up, hyped up for it. They went into it, they played it, and apparently it's a pay-to-win game. You pay microtransactions to get the most out of it, to beat everyone else, and you're overpowered because you're paying real money to play this game, compared to those who play the game for free. In some way, it could be fair, because people who invest money, they get the most out of it. They benefit the most out of the game, so they get the best content from it. But what about those who don't have the money to spend on the game? It's a bit unfair because it could be their most favourite game ever. But the people who are playing casually or just spending money because they want to get revenge on someone and have an upper hand, they're going to get extra stuff just because they paid extra. It doesn't help loyal people. It does help people who are wealthy, who already have the money, who is willing to invest to the company. And that's when it becomes pay to win game. And is it really fair to invest money into a game to win it? I'm happy to say that for H1Z1 they are refunding customers if they're unsatisfied, because they don't want it to be a pay to win game, but so many people are claiming it to be. Personally, I haven't played it. I'm not really interested in survival games, so I'm just going by the news articles here of what they've been talking about, and some of the information might be a bit false or biased compared to those news articles, so I apologise for that in advance. It seems in a way that companies are getting greedy. They don't care about the customers. All they care about is making money, putting money in their wallets. They may be offering us more, but why didn't they offer us more from the very start? Why didn't this come with a game? One thing I really like is the Telltale games. This is a perfect sample of how games should be. If they want to offer more, they should do it for free. For Telltale games, we share the experiences at the same time. There's 5 episodes usually in a game, so each episode doesn't come with a game when you first buy it if you bought it when it was new. Everyone gets each episode at the same time, but they don't have to pay extra for each of them. And that's how I reckon companies should be. They shouldn't charge extra. They should give the whole game from the very start and charge us all for the whole game. Using downloadable content is just an easy way to snivel a lot of money out of us. So I don't know if the snivel is a real word. Is it even a word? All they're doing is trying their best to get money out of us in any way possible. Why didn't they just give us a whole game from the very start? Why do they have to use these cheap tactics to give us more from the game? It's like The Sims, they have these expansion packs which are really expensive. They cost like 20 quid each. And to be fair, they do give us quite a bit of content, but the price we pay for it is ridiculous. £20 so we can have our own beach resort. In game. If it was in real life, then yeah, that'd be worth it. But in game, £20 so we can have pets in game. £20 so we can go to a nightclub. £20 so we could be a vampire. £20 so we could be a zombie. £20 so we could be a fairy. £20 so we can. I know there's so much more to that, but is it worth it? It's so much money to ask for us. The upside of downloadable content, I don't want to be biased about it, so the upside of it is we pay more to the company, so they should technically give more back to us. They should give us better quality games. The real question is that the case? Do we get better quality games for paying extra for them? Is it worth giving these companies a lot of money for these downloadable content? Do the companies give us the amount we give them? Because it seems like they're just taking their money and running, or taking their money and doing minimum still. They're not putting as much effort they should be. They should be making more effort into making these games. And not only that, they should be trying their best to make it fully made games. Not games that we have extra stuff that we can download later on and buy. If they're going to give us extra stuff, they should be free. We shouldn't be paying for these sort of things. They should come with it. And that's another thing. Early access games isn't necessary. We get to play games early, which sort of benefits us, but most of the time we get the wrong first impression of the games. We straight away think the game is going to end up like this, and we lose all faith in that game. It's good for the developers because they get a quick income, they get more money so they can develop the game quicker and invest more into it. It could end up as a really amazing game. But because we already got a first impression of it, we're like, oh, I don't like this game. Are we really going to turn back to it when it's not in early access anymore? Are the developers actually going to finish this game, or are they just going to pick up the money and run away? Because that's what happens a lot of times, it seems. And early access games, is it really a good thing, or is it not? Why don't we just be more patient and just wait for the full release of the game before playing it? Why do we have to be so greedy? What's wrong with people? They're so greedy. And I think I'm going to stop about this. Got a bit serious then. I know it was a bit of a serious side of Vlognesday, and I apologise for that. And I know you might got bored of it. I tried to make it as fun and enjoyable as possible, but I probably didn't. I'm sorry. I'm not always loud. I have the serious side to me, don't worry. But this is a really touchy subject, and I'm willing to hear anything you want to say on this microtransactions, whether it's good or positive or bad or negative. So leave your comments down below of your opinion on microtransaction. It'd be interesting to hear what you have to say. Do you miss the good old days where we didn't actually have to pay for microtransactions? Or do you like having to pay extra sometimes? Do you like the extra stuff that they give us, like weird cars or weapons or whatnot? Or do you think it's just not worth it? Do you not want to waste your time with it? Do you want to get the extra stories from games, extra content? Just tell me down in the comments below. And what do you think is going to be the future of microtransactions? Do you think they're going to get ridiculous in the future, more so than they already are? Or do you think they're going to die down? I didn't even touch about apps, because applications these days on your mobile devices, they support microtransactions a lot, and even then they get ridiculous. It's basically to feed people who aren't patient. Pay extra and you do this quicker. That's what the majority of the time is. And I dislike games that do that. Personally, I don't really play games like that. If I play any game on my iPod, it's usually Carousel games, which are basically the same games as most people play, but it's all at once. You don't come back to it. It's not based on real time, it's based on in-game time. That sort of thing that I really enjoy. That said, I have played some before. I have bought stuff in games before on the App Store. It really is just so you're not impatient anymore. It's just so you can get stuff quicker. And is it worth it? So put your opinions down below in the comments section, and I'll be there reading them all. Anyway, I'm going to do a little bit of an update after this little stretch. And I just want to say thank you so much, everyone. You have been supporting me so much. The other day, we did a live stream, and I played Assassin's Creed Rogue. It was pretty awesome. And then we ended up going on Ice Sketch. And a group of us playing Ice Sketch together, and I thought that was really awesome, just having a little community playing together on Ice Sketch, and it had some good memories, fond memories. All of our epic drawing skills, woo! And guessing skills. But that was really fun, and enjoyed that so much, just to play with you guys. I do want to actually play Ice Sketch more with you guys. I probably won't do it on a live stream because it's so hard to talk over top of it. It's so hard to say what's going on, because you can't really give out the answers because of obvious reasons, and I have to cover the screen at some point so they can't see what I'm trying to draw or whatnot. So it was a bit weird to do. So if I did play an Ice Sketch with you lot, it'll probably be not in a live stream. That was a pretty bad idea in the end. Also, as you might know, on Mondays I introduced this new thing because 8% of gaming is over. We played Zed, which was Xenoclash 2, and that was an amazing game to punch people in their face. It was so cool. But I thought we need something else, and Tomahawk suggested Cake Monday, where I play a free game. And to be fair, I really wanted to do something like that for ages. I think it's awesome that you get to play these free games, and then everyone else can play these games as well. So I tried it out, and it was pretty good, pretty awesome. The first one I played was A Way of Life. It was a bit shorter than I expected, because that's one of my main problems is whether the game's going to be long or not, whether I can really have to do it in one video. But this was really short. It's a lot shorter than I expected, but it's not a full game. But basically, I just want you to suggest games of what I can play. It could be anything. It could be a game that I already own. It could be games that's not even free, to be honest. I'm ready to try out anything. I would prefer if it was free though. I'm not buying any new games, that's for sure. It has to be a game that I own, but I own a lot of games on Steam, so yeah. So you can suggest games down below if you want to as well, and I can play them on Cake Monday, which would be awesome. I was also thinking I should do a cake strands or something. I can't even say it. I don't know how I'm going to say it. Basically, it's just questions, Q&A at the end of every Vlognesday from now on. So you can ask me anything in the questions below, in the comments below are mine. I can't spike. And I'll just answer them in the next Vlognesday, if I remember. I nearly forgot it this time. So the Pancakes asks, best game console of all time? Does PC count? No. The N64, just because it holds so many childhood memories for me. I just remember playing loads of games on it. To be fair though, it's either N64, Wii U, or the Wii, or PS3, or one of those. That doesn't really slow it down, does it? I really can't choose, but I'm going to say N64, but that's because I've got fond memories of it, and it's just been such a great thing in my childhood. I relied on it so much when I was younger, and yeah. Nowadays I just rely on my computer all the time. So N64 is best game console of all time. Yeah! Go N64! Tomahawk Knight asks, what games do you plan for the future, and what direction do you want to take this wonderful channel? For the future, I'm not really sure. I want to do more smaller series, so I remember playing Stacking Ages ago, so I want to complete that as a series, and I want to play some Surgeon Simulator, Iron Bread, and just weird games basically. Really strange games. I want to try them out. Oh, Jazzpunk. I saw Jacksepticeye playing Jazzpunk, and it makes me really want to play it even more now. So, something like that. And I can't even say it. How to Fool a Boyfriend. The Pigeon one. The Pigeon dating game. I want to play that. I think that'd be fun. Oh, another game I want to try out is Fragile Dreams on here, which would be cool, I reckon. Not many people know of the game Fragile Dreams, but when it came out, I was absolutely in love with it. It's absolutely amazing. It's sort of horror. It's a sort of horror game, but it isn't at the same time. It's really weird. It's like, I don't know. It's really awesome, and that's something I really want to do as well, Fragile Dreams. At the moment, I've got way too many series. I can't really start any new one. I need to cut it down by a lot. And what direction do you want to take this wonderful channel? Positive one, yay! I'm not really sure. I just want to make it enthusiastic, so energetic and happy and positive, and I just hope that this channel makes people happy. That's my main objective here. To make people happy, to brighten their days, and to make everyone feel great about everything. That's what I really want people to do, to smile and be happy. Because that's really what we should all be doing anyway. And there's so many negativity in this world, and I just want to be for positivity in it. I want to make people just feel great about life. And I know it's a hard challenge to do, and I know it's going to be tough, but I want to be here for everyone, or try to be, and that's the sort of direction I want to go. Play games with you lot and be positive. Kings of Kings asks, what are your top 5 favourite Pokemon? Is one of them Mudkip? Mudkip! No, I'm sorry, but no, it's not Mudkip. I don't know. My favourite Pokemon is Charizard. I've come to that conclusion. Second favourite is Gardevoir. My third is Mawile. My fourth is Flygon. And my fifth is Absol, I think. I don't actually know. I just made it up on the spot. So I think those are my 5 favourite Pokemon. And that's all the questions I had. They were literally just like questions I missed or questions I got after the Vlognesday. So I just thought I'd add them up for the end here. But feel free to ask me more questions down below and I'll put them in the next video. Woo! Anyway, I'm going to leave this video here. Vlognesday. I've been recording this for like 35 minutes. But I got a bit distracted having when I was on my iPod. But anyway. Yay! I think that was everything I wanted to talk about. I swear I'm missing something. But whatever. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a like, comment, subscribe. All of it is so greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Follow my social media down below right there. And that's it for this video. So I see you next time, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye bye.
Let's go.
Oh my god. To the pig. No! I love that. It's so cute. I was horrible. We have a cute. I answer why this is shishim.